2. If you didn't send them an invite in step 1, you could come here, select them, select the template, and send an invite to them. So it's a good message, too, to let your hostess know that you can send the invites on her behalf, and for her to not have to worry that maybe she forgot someone on the list, maybe forgot to let you know of someone that she wants to invite. There's always an opportunity to do that once the original soiree is set up and the original invite has been sent out. Okay, so now that we have our invites, let's say we've had the soiree, everyone has placed their orders, you filled out your triplicate form, you will come back to your Soiree Central page and you will move on to step 3 and you can start entering orders. Okay, so you're in the order entry screen here, and at this point in step 1, you could still enter more guests. Say, Julie came to the soiree and she brought a friend with her, and that friend placed an order. You can do a quick, easy add right at 1 and start entering orders for that guest immediately. So under step 2, you can place a new order for any of your invited guests. So I'm just going to go through and place some orders so that we can make this into a qualifying soiree. Okay. We're actually going to process a card on here, so I'm going to change this to Jen's information since the billing address must match the billing address for the card used. Right. Where do you? I'm going to give you guys all my address. Pop by for tea. 108 163rd Street. E3S 1S8. All right, let's all send Jen some mail. Okay, so 2 ways you can add product. You can enter the SKU number here, and the SKU number does include the color code as well as the size. But you can click on this little question mark here, and it will pop up this box, which is your SKU lookup. And from here, you can do a quick copy, paste. And you can see that we brought up the pier pant in size 5, and we can add it to the order. Another way to shop would be to find the products in this field down here. So I'll use the previous one that I've searched, which is the on-the-go hoodie. Type it in, and you don't need to use the exact style name. Like, for example, I can just put in on-the-go, and it would find any products that have on-the-go in the title of them. So down here, it opens up this big box with all of the different variations of the on-the-go hoodie. So we have the fundamentals, as well as our spring colors down at the bottom. So we'll add one of those to this order. And just because she's feeling nice, she's going to buy 2. So you just hit add selected products to the order, and that will add anything that you put the quantity in. It will add it to the order. Okay. So now you can see items currently on this order are listed right here in this box. You could delete any of them if you've added them in error or if your customer has changed their mind. And your shipping method is standard because you haven't changed the shipping address. If your customer wants the item shipped directly to her, you would click the change button up here, and that will charge them the direct shipping fee automatically. So there's no need to select a different shipping method down here. So you see her subtotal has populated, and once you're ready to see the total, you just recalculate all totals, and that will add the shipping and sales tax to the order. Okay, you see our tax and our ship, share, and care has been added. So now we will click the guest will pay for this order. And this is a So at this point, we're just entering the credit card info. At this stage, it's not totally charging the card yet. I'm going to hide my screen for a moment so we can enter in credit card number, as we are going to process this order completely.
It is highly possible my card may decline after my Maui trip.
And once you're done here, you will click Step 7, Save Order. Or you could just return to the previous page without entering the credit card number if you don't have it yet. Or you could come in here to delete the entire order altogether.
So at this point, once again, the credit card has not yet been processed. So inventory is not secured yet.
Right, so you see that we now have a complete order under, is it not processed batch orders or pending processed batch orders? So at this stage, if I want to secure this inventory for Jen, I would move down to Step 5 and process the batch. This is when you charging the credit card. So if there is an issue with the card, you will be notified after you hit this step. You are able to do multiple orders. So here we go, green bar, process successfully.
Shocking.
And then down here you see that you now have an order number. That means that your order has been received by the playground. You get the little green check mark, meaning it's all good. And your status is green, it's okay, everything's perfect. So now, I'm going to, oh, and just another thing to note, up here you see order entered, you have a little box, it's just customer has placed an order. So we'll move on and do a couple other orders so that we can get this up to a qualifying soiree.
Trina, can I just ask you a question about that? So once you process batch and the credit card has gone through and been approved and you receive an order number, is it possible to go back and delete that order, or is that something that you'd have to use your care ticket and a care ticket for in order for the playground to delete that order?
If you sent in an order and you realize right away that you made a mistake or the customer called you to cancel, immediately contact the playground, call us, because the payment has already gone through. We get the order and it is going to pick, basically. On a soiree, not so much, because you still have to close the soiree before it goes to pick. But if there's ever a moment where you need to, or you made an error on your order, call us immediately. We can cancel that order and you can recreate. The system does not allow us to make any changes to orders received. And if you create a trouble ticket for a sort of an oopsie on your order, you risk us shipping it before we get that trouble ticket. So always call us. But if it is a return, say you get your package or your customer gets their package and they need to do a size exchange or a color exchange, that is when you would use the trouble ticket.
Hair ticket.
Hair ticket.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we're placing another order. Let's search for today. I prefer using this search alternative than just remembering the SKUs. I know it can be difficult to remember what the color code is and all of that. Sometimes the style numbers can be difficult. This is just a really easy way to do it. So I'm going to buy corn flour because I just love that blue.
If there is a size, Katrina, or color that is not available out of inventory, will it still appear, but it'll just be highlighted in red?
I'm glad you asked, Jen. Let's show you. So I'm going to search for the Forever Free leggings. I know that we do have some sizes that are sold out in certain colors. So let's see how it I'll follow up with that. So let's add this legging to the order. The flower print. Okay, and I'm going to add one more just so that I get these totals up. And I am someone who actually knows all the numbers, so I'm going to type them in there. Okay, so now let's recalculate the total and see what we end up with for the total amount charged. Okay, we have our tax and our ship, share, and care has been added. We have our new grand total. Now we can go in and process the order. So for this one, we're going to do a multi-pay option. So you would use this one if you were going to cover this for an item or for a guest, or maybe you were promoting an item or you wanted to pay, or they wanted to order up between 2 credit cards so they could hide it from their husband. Whatever you need, you can enter it here. So once again, I'm going to hide my screen so I can come in and enter some payment options on that card. And on this screen, you get the option to enter the billing address for both.
Six 6108 and 638. Yes.
Okay. So this does, it does need to match the billing address on the card exactly. And this is extra security for your card. I'm getting I did get an error message here, and I'm going to take a screenshot of it. Sorry, just bear with me for 2 seconds. Sorry guys, we just got an error message, so we're just taking a screenshot of it and sending it off to our IT support team, our software support team, just so that they can help us. So just on this note, you can now see my screen again, just to show you the error message I received. If you get something like this, or any of the error messages that could come up online or while you're in the playroom, take a screenshot, and you'll see on the Flash Friday we have requested that you send them to Taryn@peekaboobeams.com. Just a quick snapshot and a brief description of what you were doing at the time that the error message occurred. Yes, thank you. That way we can work out what went wrong and what we can do to fix it. I think that error message has sort of booted me out here. I'll just get back in. Oh, I have to select my Soiree first. Oh, sorry guys, I logged into the wrong one. Okay, we'll get back into Soiree Central. And I will find my Soiree for Jane Smith. The good thing is about this system is if that happens, which is what happened to Katrina, is it just had an error message, it kicked her off. You don't need to panic about, oh my goodness, I was in the middle of doing something. It will still be there. You just need to log back in. So I know it's a little bit frustrating right now, and trust me, we're working around the clock to make sure we can get this all ironed out for you guys and make it as smooth as possible for you. Yeah, so like Jen said, that order that I was just in is still showing under my pending orders, and that one that we completed successfully is still here. So I'm going to go back in, and I will finish off the payment info for that order so we can move on. So for this one and the next one, I will just do a stylus pay. For example, if the customer paid with cash or check, or if they sent you an EMT, you would select stylus pay for that guest and save order. And the stylus payment screen is in another field. So it might be a good idea to enter all of the orders and process the batch for all of them, so you only see one charge on your card. You'll see here, well, I'll show you where that totals up when we get back to that screen. That. That's a good question, actually, Katrina. I had that question yesterday about charges to stylus cards. So basically, if they are covering, 3 separate guests have paid or have given them cash or check, and they're putting each individual guest order on their credit card,
If you process that batch in one step, will it be a lump sum charge or will it break it down?
It is a lump sum charge.
So the only way it would be separated for each customer and 3 individual charges is if you process each separately. Okay.
I will show you when we get there. Okay, so I'm going to select Stylist Pay so we can show you how the charges work on the Stylist Pay option. Okay, you see we have 2 orders here that have the Stylist Pay option, and down in step 4, you'll see the total amount from Stylist is $239.80. So that equals the grand total for those 2 orders combined. We're going to click Enter Payment Info. And it will automatically fill in the billing address for the stylist. And since there's no shipping address, you don't get that box, but it will again total what the charge will be.
And once again, the billing address does need to match the credit card.
Yeah. So once again, I'm just going to hide my screen from you guys so that we can process the card. Once you've entered the card, you will there's 3 options down at the bottom: save and return, delete, and cancel. So I'm entering the card. I want it to save it, so I'm going to hit save and return, and that will bring me back to your main page for this tray. Now you see there's a little green arrow, meaning that the credit card was entered okay. And now I'm ready to process the batch for these orders. So I will hit Process Batch. Okay, so then we get that little green bar again that lets us know that everything is all good. You see we're all green down here. We now have 3 order numbers. That means all 3 orders have been received by the playground. The inventory is secure. There's no problems on the order. You see that the amount due from Stylist is now 0. And you see your the Stylist payment info down here in step 6, letting you know what was processed, shows you the last 4 digits of your card and the time it was processed on. So now we have entered in our 3 guest orders. We are over $300 in value. And just to note, this down here, it does say that the host is not qualified for this soiree. I think it's just a refreshing issue. When we, in step 7, hit return and get into the host order, it will open up the host's benefits. And I do have that on my list, things to look at. So we're going to scroll down here, and if you had any bookings, if any of the guests attended the soiree, booked their own soiree, you could click Add a Booking here. Once again, you're going to select your soiree type. It will automatically populate with the information of your booking reference. So you can't change this because you are booking it directly from this soiree. You could select a previous host, or you could create your own, just like you did when you set up the soiree. We're going to say that Jen booked off of this. You can set up the time. You have one tomorrow. And in the afternoon soiree, you want to shift it to stylist, and you can set up your soiree here. Okay, we've set up this soiree, but we still want to finish up the previous soiree, so we want to hit Return to Prior Page. At that point, if you did want to enter some guests there, you could move forward with that and just come back to this soiree after you finish inviting those guests. So now, oh wait, just to show you here that soiree has shown up under step 4 in the schedule. It gives you the event date, the host, the close date, and your soiree number. So then we're going to move on and enter in the host awards. So enter host order.
You need to change that to hostess.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are in the host order. And you see down here, I mean, you can change the billing address. We're going to have to do. Okay, your catalogs are set and your shipping is set. So now under step 4, you're going to redeem your benefit. So on this first line here, it's your half-price products, and this hostess has qualified for 2 products, and just it gives you that next level so you can see how close you are. It would be a good idea if your hostess was within $100 or less. Go out there and just advise her to find that last-minute order to push her up to the next reward level.
It's a great tool that it shows that, you guys, you can really use that at your checkout chat and say, you know, did you know if you purchase a pair of leggings, you can really help your friend out, or whatever you want to say. But it's just a great tool to have to show you that next level.
Mm-hmm. So when we click on redeem, it can take a while to load up products. This is going to open up everything that's available for the host order at half price, so it's loading up the entire catalog right now. So we will look at some of the questions that have come up. Oh, thanks, Jill. That was the first one I see. This is awesome. Hey. Okay. Oh, Laura, you asked which website do they go to see with the soiree number. They would go to www.peekaboobeans.com/party/the party number. So this one, if I scroll up, is, oh, it doesn't show on this screen, but I believe it was 162. So I can show you what that looks like after. So here we are back in the rewards screen. So now you see everything is showing up here, all of the orders or the items that the host can order. And you'll notice that the half price is showing up. So there's no guess, you know exactly what the host is going to pay. So let me just pick, we're going to pick a circuit pant and a scissor shorts. Those are the 2 items that I want half. Oh, here's where, this is what it should show.
Okay.
Out of stock.
Perfect.
You know right away if something is unavailable. And I'll look into why that's not doing that on the guest orders.
So this might be a silly question. So the host is qualified for 2 half-price items. If you go in and try and enter a third half-price item, will you get a command? Let's try it.
Try it and see what it shows. While this is loading, we'll go back to some other questions. Vicki asked, when and how does the response code change? That changes when the guest who receives the invite clicks on one of the options available, whether it's yes, I'll come, no, sorry, I can't attend, no, I can't attend, but I would love to place an order. And then if they select that, you know that it would be a really good idea to send them to the soiree access to the soiree on Vine. Then they can go in and enter their orders, and it links back to the soiree. And then Ryan, is the stylist address the default shipping for soirees? No, the default shipping address is whatever you put it when you're in that first stage of setting up your soiree. If you tick the box that says ship to host, the default shipping address will be the host address. If you select a different shipping address in that first stage, it would default to there. And then whenever you change it from that address, that is when you will see the drop shipping fee, and that guest will be charged $16 to have it shipped to a different address. So now you see that we've tried to pick 3 half-price items, and this hostess is only eligible for 2. We get a little warning bar in red that tells us that we've exceeded the number of selections for this award. So I'm going to go through and delete the third one and add it to the cart.
I love this system that you get little commands along the way that basically tell you when you've...
And it's all color-coded. Green means go, red means stop. It's very simple. If it's green, it's good. If it's red, you've done something wrong and you need to go back and check it out. And it tells you what you've done wrong. If it's sold out, does it message? Yes, you will get a red bar or an X if you've tried to process a batch and the order or something on that order is sold out, it will tell you. Rayanne's asking if we can see how to add these special items such as the garden party dress for the new colors in May. They will show up in this screen right here and in the the Soiree credit screen. It will only be available in this screen because it's only available to the hostess. So it won't show up yet, but it will come available in the catalog starting May 1st. Okay, now it brings us back to this screen. You see you get the little green check mark that we have redeemed that host reward, and you see the items down here that they are in the cart. So now we're going to enter in all of the full price items that the hostess wants to order in this screen, and it will deduct the $55.95 that they have earned in Soiree credit. So while that's loading, we'll look at some more questions. Okay, Nona, we will note that. Nona wants the multi-card option for stylist orders too.
Why, Nona?
We'll make that request and see if we can get it there. But don't forget, you can also pay for your stylist orders with your Bean Bank or with your e-wallet. On the next commission run, all of your commissions will be deposited into your e-wallet, and that will be a payment option. So that's another way, like if you don't want your husband to see how much money you're spending at Peekaboo Beans, just use your e-wallet. You can leave it there. You don't need to request your commissions be paid out immediately. if you know that there's a product launch coming out, or if you want to get some new samples, just shop from your e-wallet.
And P.S. Don't give your husband your password for your online playroom.
Okay, so now we are going to go and, like I said, add anything that is a full price item. So let's add some girl items here. And we are just going to shop away. And I'm going to buy a few items here. I think we've reached over whatever it was. Now we are going to add to cart. So right now, Vicki, you're asking where do we enter play money? On the host order, there's the option right here for the coupon code, which is where you would enter your play money code. We have made the request that they add it to the guest order. For some reason, it's not an option there right now, and I'm a bit baffled to why the host would have that but not just a regular guest. So they are going to be adding that. It's top of list for us, as clearly we've had that promotion for April, so a few of your customers have that. We're looking into getting that right away. If in the meantime, an easy workaround is to go directly into that Soiree access using that pqbeans.com/party/the party number and just checking out on Vine with that customer. And there is the option for the play money when you shop on Vine that way. And of course, it's entered or it's credited back to the Soiree. But we are looking at it. Okay, so now we see all of our items are here, and the amount, the $55.95, it's taken off evenly amongst all of the full price items. So that's where you see some funny prices coming in there. So now you see we have 2 green check marks showing that we have redeemed both host rewards. So now we can move on to checkout. We see her total down here. Her shipping and taxes has been applied. And let's process the order. So once again, I'm just going to hide my screen from you guys and process charge. See if this goes through. I've been doing a lot of soirees lately. Okay, and you'll note in step 9, I'm sorry that I didn't point this out sooner, but I don't want to show the screen with my credit card number there. It does say, step 9, complete the order. Once completed, no further changes allowed. Just make sure that you are 100% on your host order here before you hit submit the order. Okay, and while this is loading, I'm going to look to see if there's questions. Note, yes, if the stylist is just paying for the shipping, you would use the multiple credit card option because you need to be able to process the orders, and you may not process the stylist or sorry, let me rephrase that. The customer order needs to be charged in full before it will be accepted by our system. So you can't use the stylist pay for a portion of it and the guest pay for a portion of it. So you would use the multi-card option and just enter the stylist card separately and enter the amount for the shipping, which would be, I believe it's $8.40 with the tax. So in that case, you would see 2 separate charges on your card if you did it that way for one customer and then had a batch of customer orders with cash or check that you use the stylist pay option. So now the host order has been entered. And at this point, now that the host is done, You could still enter customer orders, but unfortunately you cannot go back and add any items to the host order. So really make sure that once you've submitted your hostess order, that any possible orders have been collected and submitted, as you cannot go back and, oh, I'm sorry. Let's show you my screen. Sorry about that. So once there's your host order there, it's tagged, and now everything is done. You can see all of your items here on the host order. And the final step, close this soiree. Once it's closed, no changes can be made. Once it's closed, it's also sent to pick in the warehouse. And warehouse staff will get ready picking and shipping your order. You get this little box popped up that's just confirming everything. All of your orders are processed. We have a booking entered on this order. The host order has been entered, and it's ready to close. If you missed any of these steps, you would have a red X, and it would tell you the reason why you have a red X. If you want to go back at this point, you can hit cancel. But once you hit yes, close the party, it is closed and no further changes can be made. So we are going to close this off.
We briefly touched on this yesterday too, but I just want to reiterate, when you guys are in the very first step of setting up a soiree, and say the soiree is not, not for 3 weeks yet, but you have already collected orders from that soiree, you can begin to enter those orders before the actual event date. So you don't have to wait until, if you want to secure inventory, you can do that. You don't have to wait till the actual soiree event date to enter those orders.
But we do recommend that you let those guests know that you are entering their order, if it's a week or 2 weeks prior to the actual soiree, and just know that their card will be charged, but they won't receive their orders unless they select the direct ship option. I believe we can push those through to ship before the soiree is closed. If it's a direct ship, I believe it does, or it can get pushed pick. So now you see this soiree is listed as closed, and it's in red, which means you can't go into it. You can't do anything to it. So that is start to finish how you enter and complete a soiree.
Yippee!
I'm going to just exciting. Scroll through the chat here and see any other questions that have popped up. Yeah, soiree open for 48 hours. Can we process? Yes, Jill, you can process. You have 1 week after the soiree date to close your soiree. And any orders that you enter from the time the soiree is set up to the time the soiree is closed, once you complete them, meaning once payment has been processed for them, inventory is secured. The only thing is they don't go to pick until all of the orders have been entered. And I see Vicki has answered that question. Okay, let's keep scrolling. Oh, Vicki, thank you. You are answering many of the questions here. And yes, you need to check out with the credit card. Marianne, would we be checking out at the soiree or doing it after like we did with BDM? Whenever you want. You could bring, if you have a laptop and a good internet connection, you could bring it there and start entering and securing those orders right away.
I think for me, you guys, if it was me, I would definitely bring a laptop, and especially, if you've checked the hot list and there's items on there that your customers want at that soiree, it's just an extra service that you can do them to secure those, to, get their payment and secure those items for them.
Nona, can the same person have multiple orders on one soiree? Yes. But once you've completed one order and they want to go back and add to that order, it would be a separate order, meaning that they would have to pay shipping twice. Yeah, but they can have two orders. Why are some items showing $0? Because I had to manually assign prices to every single item in the entire line, and I missed them. So I'm going to go back right now and fix those. Fundamentals are in the catalog, but the half-price items for fall, they can't get half price off of the sale price. So I don't believe those are in the half-price catalog because they're not eligible to be half price since they are already, well, they already are half price. I guess it would be free then. Free shipping. I believe Taryn has sorted out the free shipping for this month. We will set up, we can program all of the promotions in the system from the admin side. So like I said about the garden party dress in the 2 exclusive hostess colors, that will be programmed into the system and you will only be able to select it from the hostess order entry screen. Can you delete a soiree once it's created? No, but you can just let it, you can let it auto close. Like I said, the system will close the soiree 1 week after the event date. If you wanted to close right away, you could just change the date to maybe a few days prior and just have it close automatically. Laura, no, we've never been able to give 50% off the 50% off price. I think if you've managed to get one of those through, it was just something that we didn't notice at the playground. Typically, that would be flagged, and we would ask the stylist to change. Only items that are full price are eligible for that half price discount. Just, you know, we can't give 50% off of a 50% off item. It's fine. Don't worry. That was just the soiree summaries, which are a thing of the past. Thank God. Whoop, whoop. Okay.
All right. Do you guys have any other questions before we wrap up here? Katrina, I just want to ask you something. If a stylist goes into their reports now, will this soiree automatically show up in their reports?
The garden party dress will be I will add it to the catalog. That's something that we manage from the admin side at the playground. Oh, your catalog's at home. No, I would suggest that you use the graphic that Amber created on the Beans Bulletin, was it, for this past. Now it shows in stock. We did do a full inventory count this weekend to make sure that inventory was 100% correct. It could be that there was just one there. Another thing that's new with this system is there's no longer the ability to hold items in a pending order. With 200 stylists or 200 plus stylists, it got to be a lot of, with people holding items, and it really, really affected our inventory, or what you guys could see of our inventory. So now, now that that's not an option, inventory is real time, so you guys see exactly what's available. There's nothing that's tucked away in a pending order. It's great visibility for you. A virtual soiree, we're going to be touching on this one. Right now, a virtual soiree It's just that. It happens online. So you could have the option to have everything shipped to a different address without paying the direct shipping fee. We're going to touch on this because this is something that we could see being abused going forward. We're going to set some parameters up around this and just see how it goes. If it is abused, we may take it away. This is just, it's supposed to be if you have an online soiree and everyone's shipping to a different address, but if we see that people are using this just to save one customer a direct shipping fee, we're going to have to look at taking that option away, as it's just not scalable for the playground to incur those kind of shipping fees. You know, shipping can be quite expensive. Allison, we don't, if you want to see what inventory is available, you should check the hot list. We don't post full inventory counts anymore. We did take that away for a while ago. But check the hot list. It's posted Mondays and Fridays. It will show any items that are sold out from the current season and any items that are 5 units or less. So anything that's on the hot list, we recommend that you advise your customer to pick a second choice just in case. Individual orders. I think I just answered the individual, the shipping. How does the status pay for shipping on an individual order? It's not an option right now, but we are looking to add the multiple credit card option onto the Shop on Vine site. Right now it's just 1 credit card per order, but like I said, we've added it to the list and we will look into it in the upcoming weeks. That's fine. Any other questions, guys? Maybe I'll just unmute all of you, and if there's anyone who has one more question, and nobody can. You're all unmuted now.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming on the webinar. I hope it was useful. I hope you're all totally new system. We so are, and just know that we are here to support you guys 110%. We're busting our butts around the playground to iron out all these little kinks, and thank you all so much for your patience. You've been amazing, and yeah, peace, love, and happiness. Let us know if you have any issues.
Thank you.